This is TWiT.
So
are you guys sad you're not at CES?
Well, here's Lance Ulanoff's tweet that you were referring to earlier. He says, this wraps up another CES for me. There he is on the airplane heading for home, CES 2021. Poor Lance. That's a long. Oh, wait a minute. He's at home, and that's on his screen, and he's not.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, I have to say, if you didn't go to CES this year, which you couldn't, obviously, it was all online. It was actually, I think, in some ways harder because many of the events started for those of us in California at 4:30 in the morning.
It stunk. It stunk, Mr. Laporte.
You could have. Did you go? Did you do some stuff?
I've been trying to get into some different events, and fortunately, you had the likes of Showstoppers and Pepcom that made things easier.
What was it like? Did they have a fake lobby on the screen that you then? Yes,
it looked pretty cheesy. I'll be quite frank. It looked pretty cheesy. Hey, welcome to the virtual room, and then it takes you to a Zoom event. And the Zoom events were just like any other Zoom event we've seen for the last 10 months. And it was just, it's just not the same. That
seems more painful to me.
Yeah, it's just not the same. And then the fact that, you're having to do it virtually. So you get all of these invitations to keep up with. And as you mentioned, the time zone difference. So I'm freaking exhausted. And I hadn't even gone to Vegas.
Yeah. It's Teams, by the way. They use Microsoft's Teams, but we use lowercase z, Zoom.
Teams, that's
to describe
Teams.
What this is. we all know what it is. So when this all began a few months into it, I was thinking, the world's going to be different. We might be a little more chastened. Those trade shows may go away. World travel might go down. I am now of the opinion that when the dam breaks, probably in the third or fourth quarter of this year, it's going to break with a vengeance. The people have been not spending as much money. So at least those of us who have been able to continue to work will have some cash. They'll be desperate to travel, to party, to CES 2022. I'm going to make a prediction right here. Will be at first I thought, it's going to go away. Everybody's going to say, we don't need this anymore. I am now of the opinion it will be a bacchanal. It'll be insane. There'll be people swinging from the chandeliers. It'll be nuts because just like the Roaring 20s in the 1920s.
Right. Exactly.
People just can't wait.
Let me out of here.
Let me out of here.
I was talking to Alex Lindsay yesterday because he's been on the message of these things just got to go away. There's no point in doing them anymore.
Well, he's in the business of producing the virtual ones, so I don't blame him. Of course.
And I had to give him a little grief on that because I said, look, that's fine for some, but for CES, I totally disagree because you look at everybody's not an Intel. Everybody's not an LG. They don't have those same types of budgets. But those smaller, small to medium-sized companies, they depend on CES. They depend on people coming there and getting in front of them to show the products.
Yeah.
Being part of the press, I need to see some of those products because looking at it on one of these stupid virtual meetings is not the same. No. It's just, it was a pain. Yeah.
Did you?
Normally I'm tired this time of year, but I usually enjoy being tired this time of year because I really enjoy going out to CES and just working it.
I had so much fun with you last year, Ant. And I hadn't been to CES in almost a decade. It was,
and we worked.
It was a lot of work. I had a blast, and I will be back. I'll wear a mask next time, but I will be back. Have you seen anything at all that you thought was interesting?
The only thing that really got my interest was what TCL was doing. We talked about TCL last year with all of their displays, and they do it at a cost-effective way. It's not crazy expensive. And then I want to say I saw OWC had a travel dock that I liked that's USB-C connected, and it's tiny, but it does everything a content creator would need as far as getting their ingest done and so forth. And you can stream with it, and it because it's got an Ethernet port on it. And it just stuff like that seemed okay.
Now, TCL doesn't make these phones. LG, I think, has also said they're going to do this. But this is a TCL. It's hard to see this, but this display grows.
Oh, yeah, that's their concept.
It's a rolling display. And then they had this one, which is like an Egyptian scroll. Cool. Tablet that rolls up and then unrolls like a scroll.
I like it.
You have to hold it open. How do you use it?
I know it's a concept.
That's why it's called a concept.
I don't like concept stuff.
Yeah. Well, but some of it's real. LG's for years, at least 2, at CES, LG showed a TV for people who didn't want to admit they watched TV that was like in a box, and then you press a button and it rolls up out of it and then rolls back. It's now available for $86,000.
Good Lord.
Seems reasonable.
Well, I mean, even the curved display was LG the first people to do that?
I think so, yeah.
Or Samsung. I had a Samsung curved display, I remember.
I remember being in the hall and seeing the LG big theatrical entrance and everything, and there's
wasn't that
this
beautiful?
Massive
that
wall
waterfall
of curved displays.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that for the first time at LG, and now that's common. You walk over there and it's still there.
But it's not there now, and that's one of the sad things. You can't judge a TV by a Teams call.
No.
Mm-hmm. So here's LG's. Here's LG's version. This is so weird. LG's doesn't expand in the vertical; it expands in the horizontal. So it's just a weird idea.
Yeah.
At least TCL gave you an actual real video of their concept in action.
Yeah.
LG did not.
Yeah.
Did I have that? It actually may still be in that same CNET article, sir.
Okay.
The TCL version.
Okay.
Tweet from Brad Mullen, I believe is his name.
I think I just showed it, didn't I? I just showed.
No, you saw the scroll. That was the tablet.
Yeah, but I also showed I showed the phone that goes up and down, but it goes up and down in the portrait mode, and LG's went up and down in the landscape mode. There's always the weird stuff like this. The smart lipstick from Yves Saint Laurent.
Well, this actually is interesting because you can change the color. It's like you can add different colors in based on your outfit.
It's called Perso. It houses 3 liquid lipstick cartridges. You can mix the colors of the 3 to any color you like using the included smart brush. How smart is the smart brush wheel?
It's just like your tricolor printer.
Yeah, exactly. You just get ink for it. You get ink for your lips.
For lipstick. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Razer had a smart mask. Go ahead.
I was just I don't know whether to mention this or not, but did they raise the or mention the male chastity device that someone hacked into?
No, but we had a lot of fun on Security Now yesterday.
I'll bet.
Talking about it. Apparently this device, which is a male chastity device, it's a chastity belt basically, but it's controlled by a smartphone, but apparently it's hackable.
Oh, joy.
So you can get you can get locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't
That's
seem...
customer lock-in right there.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the Harvey Weinstein hack, yeah.
It would be a shame if you should not be able to.
Somebody had this is what's great about Twitter. Somebody had an image of Bill Gates from like 1980 something saying, in the future, you'll be able to do almost anything with your computer. And then right next to it, they had this story.
They talked to one victim who asked to be, this is from, I think, the AP, who asked to be identified only as Robert. He said he received a message from a hacker demanding payment of 0.02 Bitcoin, $750 to unlock the chastity cage. Robert, fortunately, was not wearing it when it happened.
Wow.
But he couldn't gain access to it. Some kid in Ukraine, apparently. Wow is right. I think that's a pretty enterprise.
It's always Ukraine or
It's always
Bulgaria.
Ukraine, yeah.
Romania.
You mentioned that smart mask from Razer, and I found that interesting because it seems like I'm reading and hearing some of these public places when you walk up with the mask on, they don't want you to have those little aspirators.
You can't. And it shouldn't, because that's not protecting.
That lets all the bad things out.
I wear it's called a respirator because when you work with sawdust, you might wear an N95 respirator. They have a valve. This has a valve. Mm-hmm. So when you're breathing in, you're protected, but when you're breathing out, you're spraying your COVID. So I wear a mask over the mask so that I'm protecting you, but I'm definitely protecting me. Here, by the way, I actually found it on Amazon, is the Cellmate, the app-controlled chastity device.
Cellmate. That's right.
It comes in different sizes. This is long and black. There's a lot of them. Wait a minute. Customers who bought this item also bought the RZY silicone cage. There's a lot of them. This is a vast market. Who knew this?
Stacy's not here.
Also, the 18-inch riding crop.
Don't linger on that page while it's up on the.
Yeah, thank you. Your cookies are already a mess.
Oh, I'm going to get some interesting recommendations. Yeah, I might have to delete my Amazon account right now. Who knew this was such a big market? I had no idea.
You can bookmark that for later.
I am, yeah. Maybe I'll just order it right now. Ships within 3 to 4 days. $186. Chastity does not come cheap.
Clearly. Lisa, what's it worth to
you? Anything else you saw that interested you, Ant?
No, that was about it. But when we're talking about TCL, I'm assuming that you'll be able to talk to Mr. Scott Wilkinson this weekend.
I will. He's going to do a whole, because of course he's our home theater guy on the radio show, and he will.
I would love to hear his perspective from seeing this stuff virtually, and and, what did he get out of it? Because when we hung out with him last year, it was just a wealth of information, and I learned a lot more just because he was there and he was able to point things out. And again, it's being there, versus this virtual stuff that we're doing.
I think with TVs, you have to see them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point even. If you don't see them, you don't see them. I mean, it's crazy.
If we don't do CES
next year
in person,
let's do it next year. Let's make a plan right now.
Well, no, I'm saying if CES happens to just go to this full virtual version of it going forward, would it be better off if they were to spread it out and not try to squeeze it all into 1 week?
Well, you know what's interesting? So Samsung's having an event tomorrow morning. We're going to cover it, stream it live, 7 a.m. It's not a CES event, but it's the same week as CES. There's something, normally they'd wait to IFA or Mobile World Congress. I guess that's the next one, Mobile World Congress. But there's something about, you would think they would want to do it away from it so that there isn't all this other chatter.
But they know people are interested.
I think that's it. People are aware.
Did you ever go to a LobbyCon?
No, I've heard many things about it. It was in Hawaii, right?
Well, there were some in different places, and the idea was just that you would hang out in the lobby and not actually go to any of the
best part of the conference is the lobby.
Yeah.
Interesting. Never heard of that.
Yeah. So we're going to be, Jason Howell and Florence Ion will be covering the Samsung Unpacked event. It'll be the announcement on the Galaxy S21 phone, much of which has been leaked already. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, Thursday.
I'm not getting up early tomorrow, Miss Laporte.
Jason has to.
I'm tempted. I might want to buy one of these things. I don't know why.
I'm not getting up early. I've gotten up early all week so far, and those virtual conferences have worn me out.
Skip them. Skip them. But you don't have to get up early, because not only will we stream it live, we will make a show out of it, and you can download it later in the day. So you will have everything.
The magic of podcasting.
It's amazing.